Not only are there no bicycles allowed out here, but there's people on some electric scooters out there. Anyway, JonnyPink, man, good morning. I'm watching the dragonflies, and I'm out today with, again, my old Nikon D800. I am loving this thing. You have to think about every single shot. You have to think about your ISO and your shutter speed and watch it to make sure you're not overexposing or underexposing. I think I have my ISO set at 250. The morning light is coming in behind me, so I'm shooting out that way. And I have another rented lens, yes, from the same company. There's a link down below. This is Nikon's 200 to 500. All the time I shot Nikon, I never had this lens. I always shot a Tamron, the 150 to 600. I'm really enjoying this. Again, if you missed my last video, it's up here. I was out with my original Nikon 300. Nikon 300 f2.8. It is the sharpest lens I have ever shot in my life. It's just amazing. I'm really enjoying the focus on this too, believe it or not, and only at 7 frames a second. Well, it is what it is. It's still awesome. It's a challenge. You have to know how to take a photo, and that's the challenge of it. Beautiful stuff. Let me show you a couple of photos. This is day 3 with this lens. Again, this is the Canon 200 to 500. It's a fantastic lens. I don't know that it's any better than the Tamron lens that James uses and that I used for a very, very long time. Today 3 is very, very, very overcast. When I was driving here, though, my windshield was getting wet, or my windscreen was getting wet from all the dew in the air, and the light is kind of flat. Pelicans coming in over there. I see an osprey sitting in the tree over there, so I'm going to make my way that way. One thing about a DSLR, with the mirrorless and with the new technology, I set my ISO to auto, and I don't worry about the high ISO. This being an old DSLR, you really do have to worry about, I'm watching the pelicans over here, you really do have to worry about how high that goes. Yeah, it increases the light, but it creates more noise on these older cameras. One thing I like about this over Nikon's D500 is that one has a faster shutter speed. All the controls are the same. That's one thing about Nikon. All their controls are always the same. But with so many megapixels in here, I know cropping in is very amateur. Well, I'm sorry, you can't always fill your frame. You can crop in so much, there's just so much detail on this. I do think I'd like to try another DSLR. I'd like to try the Canon 1DX. Let me get some more pelicans. way are in the way. So I'm going to wander this way and go hit the Osprey. One thing about this lens or some of these other lenses that are long like this, if they're not a prime, they're slow. What does being a slow lens mean? Well, it means it just doesn't let in as much light. So f/22 is extremely slow. It's because the aperture goes like this. It doesn't let in much light. But an f4 and f2.8 means the whole barrel is open and you get a lot of light into the sensor. So in low light conditions like this or in flat light, having a faster lens is much better. Some of these older lenses on the DSLRs, they're complete open aperture, f2.8, f4, in this case f5.6 at 500 millimeters. It doesn't let in much light and they're not as sharp at that, so you have to bump it up just a little bit on the DSLRs. It doesn't seem to be the case on the mirrorless bodies because it's focusing on the sensor. Different methods. But to go back to why I'm using the DSLR, because I don't think DSLRs are dead. To learn photography, a DSLR is a fantastic place. Mirrorless, the new technology, it does so much for you. The autofocus is just amazing. It locks onto the eye. You can check everything immediately in your EVF without taking your fingers off of or taking the camera away from your eye. It's simply amazing. So going back to something like this where you have to watch your settings, what is my ISO, right? Think of that as a volume for light. And your aperture, again, I've already explained that one. And then your shutter speed. If something is moving, you want a fast shutter speed to freeze that motion. On this one, since I don't have any eye tracking or anything of that nature, I use a single point. It's my favorite for this. And I think I'm using center weighted, which has always been another one of my favorites. So the single point, that little point that I'm using to focus, I have to keep that on the subject, and that's what is in focus. With eye autofocus, which is really cool, it just locks onto it. You hold that button and you snap away. Man, I am seeing a lot of turkey vultures over that way. The osprey, they've been scooping and diving in amongst the water, but they haven't really been hunting as much as I was hoping for. There's a lot of bushes right here. So I am going to call it a day. I have just had an absolute blast. I think my best shot today, at least looking at the back of the camera screen, and I rarely gauge anything by that, has been a dragonfly. But I have had an immense amount of fun. There's a lot of photographers out here for a Monday. Not as many as on a weekend, but there are a lot. JonnyPink, don't forget, the more you do something, the better you get. It's supposed to be fun, so please have fun. You are welcome to check out the link I have below for the rental company that I use, or go into your local shop and see if they rent lenses, cameras. Try out something, and when you fall in love with it, buy it, and simply have fun. When you find something, shoot the crap out of it, man. Just have fun. You guys have a fantastic day. If you found it entertaining, if you found it useful or anything helpful, please give it a thumbs up. A thumbs up, it does help my channel. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. That's free. Regional airport, it's loud around here. JonnyPink, you guys have a fantastic day, and thank you for letting me share with you guys. We'll see you out there. Sepulveda Basin Wildlife Reserve. Hear a lot, as are many people, and you end up seeing the same people, so it's kind of cool. And you sit there and you talk about cameras and what works and how to do this. And for me, I love shooting. I like the Osprey, they're a lot of fun, but I really, really like dragonflies. And dragonflies in flight is so cool. Again, give it a thumbs up, Johnny Pink. I'll see you guys. Sepulveda Basin Wildlife Reserve. We'll see you.